take a load off and grab a seat. Pull up a chair, prop up your feet, that's fine by me. Fine by me. Yeah, it's podcast time.
So
Just whoever scores more points. Hello,
That's
everybody. My name is Nicholas Clay Cook.
My name's
And this,
Adam Willoughby.
Adam, Travis,
Aaron Utley.
Travis Aaron. And welcome to another fine installment of Fine by Me.
As you can see, Josh isn't with us today, so I'll be filling
We
in.
had this week we pulled a couple audibles. Like last second, we were going to record last night with Tut, and then we pulled an audible today.
Yeah, Josh's house is getting fumigated for tapeworms.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Did
bed
you hear
bugs,
that?
cockroaches, and
Yeah. Well, the bed bugs came in on the tapeworms. His house is covered in tapeworms right
They were the bed bugs were rotting the tapeworms. Is that what we're
Yeah,
saying?
that's how the bed bugs got in the house, was through the tapeworm.
like the dudes in Dune, like riding them big worms.
I mean, I think that's about the size comparison to scale. I think that's
to
accurate.
scale. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dune
I think
worms.
so.
What do you call
I've
it?
never seen a bed bug. I've been bit, but I never cared. I just waited till they died out. Didn't even treat it. I was like, they surely can't last that long. So like 2 or 3 generations of bed bugs later, and they I think they died of some civil dispute.
Hold on. This is my envisioning of the bed bugs coming in on the tapeworms.
Oh, I like it. Oh, Interweb West is coming in early this episode.
Nice.
Yeah, there he is. There's a bed bug, and then that tapeworm is looking for Josh's sphincter, like just begging for Josh's brown hole.
Here we got some more here.
Yeah, that tapeworm kind of looks like Josh's butthole.
This
Yeah.
one,
Oh man, look at that one. Yeah, I see Josh on the other end of that. Yeah,
there's 3 of them.
holy shit.
Nick, it bears the question: how do you know what Josh's butthole looks like?
I mean, I've had this image in my. I don't think I've actually seen his.
Okay.
I've seen his. I bet I've seen his cheeks, but I can't say that I could. Like, if I had to identify his body or something like that, I'd probably go with his nub. If we were at the morgue, I could pick that out of a lineup.
I'll be honest, I'm unsure if I've seen his nub.
I don't. I honestly don't think I have either, but which is completely selfish of Josh. You don't think we want to see that?
I think you should share it live on the show.
Secret.
He didn't. Yeah, we should have an expose. What's under Josh's nub sock?
It is.
What else y'all been doing this week? Let's get off of this.
Well, man, it is. It is March the 5th, and as we record in March, January, February, March have been nothing but downright terrible for me and my family. So my wife has had 3 instances in the emergency room because we're back. We went on vacation to Gatlinburg. I blew out a wheel bearing, blew out a tire in my truck, had to buy a couch, a washer and dryer, and a new bed just in 2025. So
Can't hide money, fellas.
Ain't money. No, that's what it is, though. The universe knows when your savings account is starting to look too good, and it's like, let's humble
That's
this
what it
man
feels
a
like.
little bit. Let's humble this man a little bit here.
So something similar happened to me just like a month ago. I don't even remember what it was. I took care of it. It was some kind of like credit account or something that I don't even remember having. And this company like served me to go to court. And I was like,
Oh.
whoa, what's going on here? Like I was like, I'm not behind on anything. And I ended up, instead of going to court, I called the company and they were like, yeah, you owe us X amount of money. And then they ended up, I think it was, to be honest, I think it's whenever my dog was in uh, a vet for like 4 or 5 days from, I mean, I was probably 20 at the time, 35 now. And they were like, yeah, you owe us $3,200. And I was like, where did this come from? And then I like did all the rigmarole and figured it out. And I was like, oh yeah, 20-year-old Wes definitely didn't pay this back.
No, no. He literally said, "Let's let Future West take care of this."
Yeah, yeah.
Literally the words out of his mouth.
So instead of going to court, I actually they said I owed 32. I negotiated with them. I think I ended up paying like 22 or something. I was like, come on, man. I was 20 years old, had a dog I loved.
It's been 15 years. Yeah. There's got to be a statute. It was getting close to the statute of limitations. So
Had to have been. They were ready to get whatever they could out of me.
We gotta collect on this bastard.
But yeah, as far as the news goes, I mean, we've got the whole this Blinsky interview.
I didn't watch 1 second of it. I just read a bunch of stuff online, but
I didn't know it was as long as it was. I was just watching something about 20, 30 minutes ago that said it was actually 40 minutes long. 3/4 of it was not eventful, so that's probably why nobody sees the rest of that. You can see it, like it's out there. Like if you want to watch it, you can. But the last quarter of it is where they start arguing and whatnot.
Me and Travis went to a costume party. I won the first place costume contest, baby. I had to sacrifice my facial hair, but it was worth it. Thank you for all my support out there.
Thank you as well.
Yeah. Thank you for Travis giving me fake Monopoly money and a sheriff's badge to help complete my outfit. It really helped on the way. I just want to and I sent y'all a picture. I've been working on this fort in my backyard. I've been really excited about that. I've been clearing my woods and building a fort. So, sometimes it takes 30 years, but dreams do come true, guys.
So I know I was busy Saturday whenever you sent those messages. I don't know what I was busy doing. I was busy doing something apparently. Yeah. But so Tut was dressed up as a cowboy or something.
Oh yes. I don't know her.
What was this part?
Babe, can you send me?
I'm actually familiar with this party because I've known Nick for I guess 3 years of these parties now, and so I'm aware that it's happening.
Well, this was my first invite to the Crocker the prestigious murder mystery party hosted by Sam Crocker.
Yeah,
he's my lawyer here in town, and he's a friend of Nick's. And I guess I would claim him as a friend of mine too. We talk quite a bit outside.
You're in the inner circle, brother. You're in.
What's crazy, Wes? This was Western themed, which is why Nick shaved his facial hair, and now he looks like he's from the movie Wide Earp from back in the 90s.
I am. This thing goes
for sure. So I was dressed like a cowboy. I was the marshal, and Nick was the sheriff. And Sam threw me straight to the fire. I probably had the biggest role of the night. I had like 3 speeches to make that I had no idea I was doing before I got there. Had to collect all of the evidence, put everything together. It was my investigation. It was a lot. I barely got to eat.
Well, that's fantastic. Yeah,
the man of the evening.
I've been, and it was only because I came with Nick after a play.
Yeah, that was a Mardi Gras party too. This is what the Mardi Gras party has developed into.
Yeah, but they were already done with all the
murder mystery
rigmarole whenever I got there.
We ended up going to the casino that night.
Both times that I've been to the Mint in Franklin, it's because Nick Cook has said, "Hey, you want to go to the Mint?"
Wes just has slot machine vibes when I get around. I know this man wants to pull a lever. I
I
know.
live what? I live what? Less than 5 miles from that place. I have never stepped foot in that building.
Well, you have
I mean,
to.
if you
You're
want to
not.
smell
You
like
don't have
smoke
enough.
for a few days, go for it.
You don't have enough darkness in your soul, Travis.
That must be it.
You're
I've
too.
spent some time in casinos before. I just
Yeah,
have never been into the Mint.
this is different.
Yeah.
Nick, do you have any picture? What? How did you dress up for this murder mystery?
I
Melissa,
might be able to help out this here.
man, I look sharp. I wonder if I
'Cause
can
I
just put.
want. I'm
Uh,
gonna show y'all. I'm gonna give y'all a little taste of old Tutley here, real quick. Here's
I could
Tutley,
probably.
the
yeah,
main character of
Oh yeah.
the Crocker family murder mystery.
Heck yeah. The Marshall. I don't forgot what his name was. Dalton. Marshall
yeah.
Dalton was my character.
Oh man,
I could just put this in the drive. You want me to put it in the drive?
I can do it. So what was the whole thing with y'all's
Oh man,
murder
so
mystery?
we were at the Deadwood Saloon, and they were having the Deadwood Poker, the annual poker. It was $100,000 poker game, and right before the game started, somebody died,
Okay.
and um, anyway, so yeah, we just everybody kind of had like 8 phrases they were told to do. I had a big long
I had
coat on
80
too.
phrases I had to do.
Yeah, yeah. Travis had pages worth of stuff. I had one little small piece of notebook paper that was like, if this person comes up to you, then
I
tell
dropped one
them
in the
this.
chat too.
Yeah.
Was oh man, well, goddamn, I done fucked everything up. Was this you, Tut?
No,
No, okay, no, it
No,
was not. I was like,
that's Jason Phillips. That's agricultural expert Jason Phillips.
yep,
well,
who has been
damn,
on the show.
Yeah. A lot of
And,
alumni out
and that
there.
is my wife next to Melissa there. You can
Yeah.
just barely see her.
right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of fine by me alumni at that party.
There's the whole
Big
group.
whole group. Damn, that's was that many people there the year that I came after the party?
No, no.
Did the year I was there after this all took place, there was like 10
Nick,
maybe people
you
there.
can help. You can help me out. The guy on the far left there, that guy right there, is the one who did it. I
Yeah,
don't
he
know.
was the murderer.
Oh, okay.
Money Mac.
That son of a
Money Mac.
It was a good time.
Turns out he was broke. He didn't
I
have
bet.
any
I mean, those things sound
income.
so fun. I would love to do those. You know, they have like the ones that they'll send you like a month, like it's like a monthly subscription.
I didn't know that. No, I just knew that he went in there on the internet and bought those packets. I didn't know that you
Yeah.
could get one monthly.
Yeah,
I'm
you could
sure
do
it's the same
one.
thing.
Yeah, you can do one. It probably is the same stuff, but you know, barring names and everything else. But yeah, I mean, you can do the monthly thing if you have like a group of friends that you do a monthly with. But I would think the monthly ones are probably not. You don't want to get whatever 30 people or whatever together to do the monthly ones. I think that's something that you do between you, like like a double date situation. I figure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
The more parts there are, I believe, the more expensive they are. And I mean, now we're doing like a party for like 20, 25 people.
Where's your award for winning the costume contest? It has to
It's
be hanging
hanging
up in
up.
there somewhere.
It's hanging up from the rafters in my shop right now. It was the Deadwood Saloon.
I thought it'd be in the library for sure.
Yeah, I got the sign, and I felt like my advertisement when I got that uh my product placement when I got that sign was pretty clever. It was a sign that just says Deadwood, and I said I would like to thank our sponsors if y'all have them in it. The Deadwood Saloon kind of reminds me of erectile dysfunction. Deadwood, try Blue Chew.
Blue Chew. Blue Chew tablets.
I'm gonna bleep that out.
Unless they pay us.
I'll just take some free tablets. Just send product.
Yeah, just send product. We don't need money. Come
No.
on.
No. All my needs are met except for Blue
Except
Chew.
for the Blue Chew.
Except for Blue Chew.
So what have you
Oh.
been doing in the forest, Nick?
Man, I started gathering all the branches and like making a what's called a dead hedge fence. But then, and you just like stack up the branches, weave them in and out of each other in between trees and stuff. Use trees as posts. And I was like, I could make a shelter with this, a fort, if you will. So, oh, it's pulling up. Yeah, I got the rafters. Those are kind of the ones going on top. Those are kind of the roofing joist.
Is
But
this where you started with, though? I wanted to click the
How
one.
big
yeah,
is this? How big is this thing
I
in
bet it's
diameter?
300 square foot.
Oh, wow.
I mean, those are pretty big trees.
Oh,
Yeah.
For
yeah.
people watching, or for people listening, we're looking at like a Blair Witch style,
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
like
sure.
stick hut
I mean, it
situation.
definitely looks like something maybe Bigfoot would build.
Yeah. Okay. So I got those first two. Now we got this one. I don't know what's happening in this one.
Yeah. Now
He's
the
building a
roof is
roof.
starting. The roof is starting. Those are my roof.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. My roof joist there.
You would definitely find the Blair Witch right in the middle of that for
Oh,
sure.
man. I walked down there yesterday and there was probably 20 birds came out of there. I'm infested. But they're going to be fun to watch.
Is this going to be to lure snakes in for your venom farm?
No, but I tell you what, this new puppy's killed 2 snakes in the last 2 weeks. So my buddy Jacob Walton was concerned because I was like, we're gonna have a big slumber party with he's got 2 boys, my kid's age, and he's like, if there's any snakes, I'm not stepping foot in there. And I was like, I got a snake killing dog, brother.
For everybody
It's not-
watching that is familiar with the podcast, we got a picture of Lennon up right now.
Yeah, make another appearance, brother.
He's out there chilling next to this Blair Witch project.
He kind of looks like there's a bear somewhere that he like a sloth bear or something. I don't know what it is, but that's what he kind of looks like in that picture.
My dog wouldn't know what to do with a snake. Jump on it, lick it,
Yeah.
wag its tail at it. That's about it.
That's funny. What man, there's so much stuff in the news. That whole Zelensky thing, he got kicked out, yada yada. I think that's been
The
drove
State of
into
the Union
the
last
State
night.
of the Union, yeah.
Yeah,
Them
people got kicked out.
Yeah, and holding up signs and stuff.
I didn't see
Yeah.
that.
I don't know
Early
what to
on,
think, man.
and I saw, and I had seen, I don't, these are things I would normally not watch or haven't been watching in the past 10 years or so.
Yeah.
So I don't really know, but apparently, like the MTG, Marjorie Taylor Greene and some other lady that's a big Republican used to always like yell out during
The
Biden
one lady,
stuff, but they never got kicked out. So like
the one lady that left with Kid Rock from the inauguration or whatever.
Oh, did she?
Do y'all remember that story? She's the
Did
one that got in
she?
trouble.
About.
The one senator or congresswoman or something that got caught giving a hand job at the movie theater.
And then she left with Kid Rock after the inauguration. That's one of the ladies that was always screaming at Biden stuff.
Oh, she's a freak.
She was hot too.
Yeah. Oh man, speaking of hot women in authority, I had to do. This is gonna sound terrible. I had to do a sexual abuse training course to be a baseball coach for t-ball, and it was showing female abusers, like middle school teachers and stuff, and they were all so hot. Everyone, like all the dudes they were showing, like convicted criminals, were just ugly dirtbags. But
that reminds me of the SNL sketch with Pete Davidson where the two teachers and him are in the trial. That's Ronda Rousey and I forgot what that other girl's name was. Is in that skit. That reminds me of that.
But she was hot too.
Oh, we're coming off of a really good SNL too.
Couple of
Yeah.
Beers was pretty funny.
I'll tell you what, ever since Nate Bargatze did it, the show has like gained momentum. In my eyes, anyway.
Well, I mean, I know y'all are big Nate fans, but Shane like put a fucking plug in it, in my opinion, whenever
I
he
think
did it.
Yeah. I was just
I
saying
actually think his
from
first go
Nate.
around. I think
Yeah.
his first go around was better than this one that was happened on Saturday, but I thought Saturday was pretty good.
Dude, the
Was that his girlfriend that was up there with the monologue with him?
couple of beers.
No, on the monologue. Or maybe it was one of the commercials.
No, I don't know, but the couple of beers
It
segment
was
was
pretty
one of
funny.
the best
Yes,
Yeah.
super
SNL
funny.
skits I've ever seen.
After just a few months of a couple of beers, you'll find yourself not being able to go without them.
Hey, you'll look for a what was it that they call it a bump or
A little bump
a little bump? Yeah, a little bump.
to bring you back up.
Yeah, bring you back up. And it come with and the funniest thing about that part was that they included like a key with it,
The
like
key
a
in the
fake
package.
house key.
Yeah.
So you could do a proper key bump with it.
Well, it's just tools of the trade, you know. They're not going to give you a heroin without a syringe.
They were making sure they hit everybody just in case that you didn't have a house or a car.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Oh man.
I'm watching a wild movie
I
right
didn't watch the whole, but I watched everything that Shane was in just because, for the most part, I've been pretty disappointed watching SNL skits where
I
people
thought for
are
I
in.
thought for sure you'd watch Tate McRae's performances.
I don't know who that is. So
now.
So the one where he does the voice or the sound, where he did the music video at the end, the girl was sitting on his lap. That's Tate McRae. She's a new pop star,
okay.
and apparently she's trying to be edgy and sexy and stuff.
Is
You
your
know how that
cousin friends
goes.
with him?
No, I don't know. Maybe,
That's what I was going to bring up. Yeah.
maybe.
We've talked about him on the podcast. It's probably been a year, but Travis's cousin in law, how old is he?
15. He's the same
Yeah.
age as my
Named
youngest son.
Maddox Batson. He's from about 40 miles from here, something like that. But yeah, he's singing the Grand Ole Opry this week.
I think it's at the end of this month. But yeah,
Wait.
he's opening for Lainey Wilson at Bridgestone when she comes too.
Dang.
So he's moving on up. Big following for that kid. Doing big things for sure.
Yeah.
Get that money, baby. Yeah, I want to see
Sure.
somebody smoke some I guess a Carolina Reaper.
Smoke one?
Smoking one?
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell y'all what, ever since last week, I listened to that episode twice with the Red Bull Flute Dog and with the songs and stuff, and it has rekindled my passion for the studio.
Oh, I know. You've sent us so many
Yeah, I know it. And
I
I'm just trying to get the goons jacked up.
I redid the Red Bull Flutog music so it came through a little bit clearer
Yeah.
for you. Check out the
You'll have to
TikTok
link
to see that.
for these other ones. I've listened to most of them. I feel like there's a couple of them that I haven't listened to that you've sent. But
I just
say that you're on fire right now.
Yeah. I'm in my prime. I mean, I'm like a young Kanye. He had to start somewhere, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
I think he started in Usher's recording studio during the middle of a party.
I mean, listen, I love you, Nick, and your music's pretty good for you, but
Thanks.
that is not college dropout album material for sure.
Well,
Kanye
I did
put out a
drop out of
classic right
college.
off the bat.
It's just been 13, 14, 15 years ago.
College Dropout was after one of his best, Through the Wire.
That's on that album.
Through the Wire was not like a whole album?
Yeah,
I
no, it was just one song.
I think Through the Wire was a whole album.
It was not.
I'm feeling like I'm getting Mandela effect right now.
Yeah,
Dude,
he's running ops for the CIA.
I mean,
What
pull
the?
it up.
I'm looking. I'm looking right now. Golly.
Ed West.
Wow. It was on college. Man, I don't like this. I thought that was a whole dang album he did with his
No.
mouth shut.
It if you there's a documentary series on Netflix where he hired some dude to follow him around when he was getting started making music. It's worth watching because that he like fires him and then the dude comes back when he gets into politics later on. It's wild, but it's
Hmm.
really worth watching. It's called Yeezus.
Oh, is that why he went by Yeezus for a good bit?
I think they just named it that because he was going by that at that
Oh.
point in time.
Yeah.
So it's like a YouTube documentary?
Now it's on Netflix.
Oh, Netflix. Oh,
Yeah.
fuck. Ew.
I'm watching a wild one right now called Molly and Max in the Future, and it's about these two people that like randomly their paths cross over like a 10-year period across like two different galaxies and three different planets, like just traveling and living life, and they just happen to cross paths like 5 or 6 times. It's a wild look at the future. Almost like an idiocracy vibe to it.
Idiocracy. I'm gonna have to put that on the real Fine by Me wheel of movies so that
Oh
we can
man, y'all
review it.
should totally just do that one without rolling the wheel, to be honest, because
Yeah.
it's so topical at this point. Like,
You ever heard the the bit of trivia about Crocs from that movie?
No. Feed it
So
to me.
the costume designer was going around trying to find some ridiculous shoes that he thought looked kind of dumb and futuristic, and it was like nobody would ever stand a chance of actually wearing these. And this was, what year did that come out? Like 2007?
yeah, it was. Yeah, I think you're actually right.
Yeah. Well,
2006, 2006.
they
So
found this little street this little shop in California, and it was the first Croc shop, and they were like, these shoes look ridiculous, these are the shoes everyone's gonna wear in the future.
And now they are.
Yeah.
But
I'll actually show you this. This is actually Nick is not wrong.
I'll hold on to the dumbest stuff you can imagine.
he's wearing Crocs.
Yeah.
Yeah, what this guy was. I haven't seen this movie in quite some
Terry
time.
Crews.
He was Frozen or something.
President. Yeah.
President.
No, you're
No,
talking
no, no.
about
This guy,
Luke Wilson. Yeah,
Oh
he was
yeah.
Frozen.
Frozen, and then he came back and he's like, "What the hell's going on? Do y'all not know how to grow shit?"
Cryogenically, yeah. Yeah, they were feeding their plants like pretty much Gatorade.
Yeah. So he was wearing basically Crocs in
Nice.
it was filmed in 2004 and it says didn't come out until 2006.
And when it came out is the year that they blew up.
Yeah.
Because it said 2 years later,
Huh.
Crocs took over the world.
I'd heard that before. I never really put anything into it. Is this Yeezus Kanye thing called Genius?
Mate, hold on.
Because I haven't seen anything called Yeezus on Netflix, but I see
I
something
may have got
called
that wrong.
Genius. And Gene is spelled Jeen.
It may, it
Yes.
may be it. Yeah, that's it. The Kanye trilogy.
Yeah.
Genius.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. I'll put that on my list.
Since you like music, I'm sure you would like that.
So I'll share this real quick. We're bouncing around like crazy right now.
Yeah,
that's all
I
right.
don't want to do anything.
That's what people come
What
here
were we
for.
just talking about?
We were talking about idiocracy, and that's been real fine by me.
Yeah.
That's like I'm telling you, you and Josh should just overroll the wheel and do that. Hey, y'all just had Nick on. I'll come on and do it for real because
Okay.
that is a great one to do at this point in time.
We got one lined up already, but the next one I think we probably could do that.
Let's do it.
Um,
What?
I don't know. A handicapped dog just spilled my beer. So
Yeah, you're non-alcoholic.
yeah.
So I am a part of I follow a bunch of wild stuff on Reddit just because
Because it's the Wild Wild
Because
West
you
on
got
Reddit.
it's the
what else?
Wild
What
West
else is
out
Wes
there.
Willoughby gonna do? You know, I'm sure you're a top contributor.
It's the Wild West over there. So I'm gonna read y'all this
Hey, can you send me the admin stuff for the QAnon page on Reddit?
yeah, I'll shoot it over to you
Shoot me
after this.
the admin password.
Yeah, I'll shoot it over to you.
Yeah.
Are you gonna make the drop this week?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
That's already taken care of.
So this guy
Thanks.
so this guy that I don't know who this fella is. But he said, what if the Hawk Tuah girl wasn't talking about what we thought, but was instead referring to a classified space-based intelligent satellite, Hawk 2A? There's an included image of a satellite that's called the Hawk 2A, engaging in signal intelligence operations. When she said Hawk 2A, Hawk 2A signet on that thing, was she cryptically revealing a next generation RF surveillance program,
No.
Yep.
one capable of tracking global transportation networks, monitoring illicit activity, and assisting in disaster response? A constellation of small satellites using advanced signal interception to map the movement of aircraft, ships, and vehicles in real time. Effectively, a civilian signet initiative hiding in plain sight. Maybe what seemed like a viral joke was actually the slip of an insider, a moment of disclosure disguised as absurdity.
Somebody call Alex Jones right now. Get him on the line.
And I am now sharing
There.
what the Hawk 2A is.
Oh, that thing doesn't look dangerous at all. I'm not afraid of that little thing.
Well, I would say, what's that girl's name? Something Welch.
Haley
Hey,
Welch.
Yeah, I don't. I've heard some of her interviews and listened to a podcast. There's no way she even knows this exists even today.
that's what I was gonna say. I don't think she could explain to you what a satellite is.
Yeah.
Which
I
is
know.
fine.
Whenever I read this, I sent it to my deep divers guys, and I was like, "Now this is a conspiracy."
Yeah.
I was like, "If you've ever heard of a conspiracy, this is one of them right here."
And that's how I know that AI is not going to take over because AI could never come up with something like that.
It's it, wa- it. I read it today while I was in the office, and I was just like, I just kept like moving my hat further and further back until it just finally fell off, and I was just like,
Yeah.
"What is going on with this?"
Yep. I'm
Well,
convinced though.
Wes, Nick, it's March. You know what that means?
March Madness.
Madness.
Dun,
It's
dun, 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 dun.
for the after this weekend. I will be consumed with basketball for until Kentucky doesn't play anymore. Pretty much. Uh, in the years past, it has been pretty quick for us. Uh,
Yeah.
hopefully this year, we can ride it out to April, and I can be excited about basketball until April. But hopefully,
I grew up in the era where UK couldn't be beat. It was
yeah,
the New
Yeah.
England Patriots run of the UK basketball series. So to be honest, like everybody was rooting for them, so I had to be the opposing, just the asshole, and just
Yeah.
so
for somebody else. To be honest,
Typical guitar
because
playing skater kid. Yeah.
because it was just assumed that UK was going to win every year. But now that they're the underdog, I'm all in.
Yeah.
so I was I grew up watching UK basketball. In '92, they show it every year. Christian Laettner hitting that shot over the Kentucky guys, and um, I was 10 years old. I could tell you exactly where I was when that happened. I've been entranced in UK basketball since I was 9 years old. I've watched every single game that I could possibly see, can remember. I try to watch them all.
I think.
So
Hold on one
I'm a
second.
huge UK fan.
I know that we've had this discussion that you just moved to Franklin like
Yeah.
recently.
hmm
Where did you move from?
Okay, so before we moved to Franklin, I lived in Bowling Green for 5 years,
Okay.
and before I moved there, I lived in Morganfield, Kentucky, for the rest of my life. I grew up there. That is, if you go
Okay.
where,
That's what I was
uh,
stabbing at. You've always been a
yeah,
Kentucky resident, though.
And the further north you get in Kentucky, the crazier these people get. So Travis has a healthy dose
yeah.
of UK lunaticism, is
Have
what
you
they
ever
call it.
have you ever heard of the Little Sturgis biker rally?
That was a
Mhm.
cat.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh yeah.
That's from my hometown.
Yeah.
Sturgis, Morganfield are in the county I grew up in. Little Sturgis had a biker rally for a long time, and
I
that's the
bet the
same
town
place.
loved that.
It would double, sometimes triple the population for a weekend of the
Yeah.
whole county, not the town, the whole county.
People renting out their yard space for tents and
hmm
stuff.
Everything. It's
Hell
ridiculous.
yeah. I got a fort I'm about to put on Airbnb.
So, with it being March Madness, uh, I asked Wes if we could do a little bracket of our own. I put together some sitcoms from the '90s, 2000s, 2010s, and the 2020 era, uh, that we could vote on and see who we think has the best sitcom of our generation. What do y'all think?
Yeah.
I like it. And I had to be explained how a bracket works. And I am in now. Consider me informed, if you will.
All right.
All right.
So these were in no particular order. I pulled them off of the internet. I went best sitcoms of the '90s and took the top four, the 2000s, the 2010s, and the 2020s, and then
okay.
I just kind of jumbled them up here. So I think what we'll do is we'll talk about the first ones, and we'll just take a vote, and whoever wins the vote moves on to the next round. It shouldn't take too long. We can kind of talk about what we like about each one of these.
I think the conversations are gonna get long. Just looking at these matchups, I think the conversations will get longer
Yeah.
Yeah,
as we get down to the nitty gritty.
for sure, for sure. Because I kind of did a test run, and I'm not sure who's going to win out of this group, to be honest with you. So,
So
the first,
if I can start, I know
yeah,
what Ghost is, and I
yeah,
know that my parents love it, and I don't think that they're big Seinfeld fans, and that's okay. But Seinfeld is hands down one of the best comedy series that's ever graced television.
my young oldest son loves the show Ghost. It's new. It's still coming out with shows now. It's pretty funny if you haven't checked it out. But I agree with you. Seinfeld's a classic. I'm not a big fan of Seinfeld, but I can watch it, and I do still think it holds up, and it's still funny.
Well,
So,
guys, it's going to go ahead. It's going to go ahead and be a 3 for 3 on Seinfeld for that one.
Well, so the issue with Seinfeld on we're really gonna get into this. The issue with Seinfeld on this list. So you've got Roseanne. Roseanne was fine. It just wasn't that funny to me.
it's white trash Seinfeld.
I'm
Yeah, I
I'm
guess
not sure Roseanne makes it out of the first round, just to be honest with you.
I'm honestly right there with you. But Seinfeld is based on Jerry Seinfeld's
Stand up.
comedy,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and he's one of the best to ever do it. And the rest of these are all based on writers, except for Frasier, I guess.
I mean, he's a radio
Was it
personality. He's a
Kelsey
radio
Kelsey
Grammer?
Grammer.
Kelsey Grammer, yeah.
Um,
We
actual
we
life.
can carry on. I'm just making up.
well, my thing is I'm not a big fan of Seinfeld, so I could have it losing later on in the bracket, but I understand that we got two other votes here. So um,
And
when
sometimes
I
you have to plan for who your loser is, and
yeah,
just as much as who your winner is. You know,
so
when
it,
when you're deciding how the world works, which is how our world
There,
works, then yeah, you got to plan to lose at some point.
this is our bracket, not anybody else's. So the next one's Roseanne, which we talked about, and Scrubs, which is one of my all-time favorites. Whether it's the best sitcom ever, that's obviously not the case, but it's one of my favorites for sure. And I believe me and Nick have had this conversation. I think it's one of his too.
Well,
So
Travis, I can go ahead and back you up right there and say that I choose Scrubs right here on this one.
yeah, me too.
I used to get the I used to get the seasons for Christmas as they were released when I was a 13, 14-year-old child. So to say I love Scrubs is a bit of an understatement, Travis, and I would appreciate it if you retracted that statement.
And we don't count that last season as part of Scrubs. That one where he's a teacher and stuff.
Yeah,
That's not
yeah.
really part of it.
No.
Roseanne's a classic, and I can still watch those shows. I really liked them, but I think Scrubs is it. What about it? Really doesn't matter, Wes. But what would you pick?
Yeah, I mean, I'll take Scrubs here. I do agree that Roseanne's a classic. I think it's something that younger comedy fans should watch just because she's one of the greats, just like I talked about Seinfeld, but I do agree Scrubs was much funnier than Roseanne in my opinion.
All right, we're sitting on we're
Comedy,
still
to be
sitting on
honest, like
the yeah.
Roseanne was like this family comedy. I'd almost put Roseanne in like the and I'm surprised it doesn't show up on here now that I think about it, Home Improvement.
It was 5 out of those top 4 that I took from the '90s. It was number 5, and I thought a lot about putting it on here
Yeah.
And Home
because it's one of my
Improvement
favorites.
was, man,
Yeah.
Home Improvement makes me think of my dad every time I see it. We used to watch it together.
Same.
He built
Yeah.
houses for a living. It makes me think of him every single time I watch it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I remember
And
my dad making the like he would stand behind a fence and make like the Wilson joke.
Nice.
Like he would act like he was
I
Wilson.
don't think so, Tim. We're gonna we're gonna stay at the first round and figure this out. So the next one's a newer one that I'm gonna be honest with you, I've only watched like 2 episodes of, The Righteous Gemstones versus The Big Bang Theory, which is probably one of the biggest sitcom comedies in the last 20 years. Whether you like it or not, it really was. Um, I think everybody at one point really watched it, but I know there are a lot of people that hate that show, and there's people who really love The Righteous Gemstones. I would pick Big Bang Theory because of its longevity on a big network, um, and probably because I haven't watched much of The Righteous Gemstones. So y'all two can decide on this one which way it's gonna go.
Nick, what do you got on this one?
I'm picking Big Bang Theory as well. I've only watched one episode of Righteous Gemstones. It just kind of gave me. I understand what they're doing with their art form, but it
Yeah,
just gave me like a pit in my stomach.
yeah, I think I was
Just
the same
because
way, Nick.
I know that that has a fair good chance of pushing people away from Christianity. And I know that there's a lot of churches that are pretty similar to that, run by morons, run by greedy, money hungry people. And those churches are the reasons a bunch of people get pushed away.
I can hear it's very funny though. That's what I
Yeah, yeah. The clips on Facebook are hilarious, but it just makes me feel very awkward when I watch it.
I haven't
again.
seen any Righteous Gemstones. I've definitely laughed a few times at Big Bang Theory. I know my parents are big fans of Big Bang Theory. I've had Nick explain Righteous Gemstones to me. I'll be honest, in this day, like I try not to get into like watching like a super long series anymore, especially a comedy series. Like if there's like a big
Yeah.
storyline that like eventually unfolds at some point, I'll do that. Like I finally am watching The Sopranos right now, and I'm like on I think season 5 now. So it's hard for me to get into a comedy series that hasn't already been out there and established and has like a story to it or something. Um, so just because I've seen Big Bang Theory, I'm going with Big Bang Theory.
All right. Well, the next matchup is near and dear to my heart, and I'll tell you
uh,
why. We got How I Met Your Mother versus Park and Rec. Um, both are great shows. My Wedding was literally based around How I Met Your Mother. It is one of my favorite shows. It is very high up on my list. I realize it's not on a whole lot of people's list, but I watched every episode when it came out on a Monday night. Me and my wife sat down and watched it. It has a lot. Ted in that show kind of follows a lot of stuff that happened to me in my life, so I kind of follow it. There's a speech at the end. He's talking about his wife when he gets married that I gave to my wife when at our wedding at our reception. It is it's a classic for me. I love it. There's a lot of sayings that a lot of people say now that came from that show, like cougar wasn't a thing until that show.
Oh yeah.
Um, Legendary. He said Barney says that a bunch. It's
Yeah.
just there's a bunch of stuff in that show if you go back and watch it, and the way they told the story from start to end, where you're trying to figure out who the mother is, I thought was great. It gets some flack because the ending kind of sucks, but if you stop it at the right point, it's really good.
Yeah, I was gonna
But
say I don't know that I am 100% How I Met Your I've tried to get into Parks and Rec. It
yeah,
wasn't
me
for
too.
me. I've tried multiple times to get into it. It's not me. How I Met Your Mother is for sure where I'm at on this, but I've heard that the ending to it is not great so many times that I have
Yeah.
avoided that season.
So we get to the end and he goes, "Kids, that's how I met your mother," and we just stop it because it's perfect at that point. But
Yeah.
they continue on, and because the mother dies, of him going back to Robin, who is the girl he's been into the whole show. Um,
Shabatsky.
Yeah.
but
I
there's
do know like no.
I know it. I know it doesn't matter anymore, but I vote Parks and Rec. It's genius.
Hey,
It's genius. It's great actors, and I also wanted to say, Tutley, you said How I Met Your Mother. Ted reminded y'all have a lot of similarities in your life. I don't
yeah,
remember Ted coming out of the closet.
he didn't. That's why we're so close together.
Oh,
I thought of you as my Barney, where you're secretly the gay guy,
yeah.
but you acted like a womanizer.
I
That's
mean,
what I thought, to be
why
honest
don't we
with you.
just tell tens of people on the internet? Why don't we? Jeez,
All
I'm never
right.
Yeah,
gonna.
we're moving through these
I'm never gonna
slower
socially
than I
recover
thought.
from this.
So let's
All
move
right.
on.
Next, we won't talk so much about the second round as we already talked about them. So, the next matchup's Ted Lasso versus the Community. I absolutely love Ted Lasso. I think it's the best sitcom that's happened in the last 10 years. It is amazing. That's my opinion.
I,
Community is one of the best that I've
I
ever
love
seen.
Community too. I
I've
love Community.
watched Community front to back at least 3 or 4 times. What's the
Chevy
like?
Chase, Donald Glover,
Yeah,
uh,
you've got Donald
Joel
Glover and Chevy
Joel McHale.
Yeah,
Chase. Like, man, there's so many hitters in Community.
man.
And it's
Ted,
such a, and the other reason, because everybody loves Ted Lasso. Like, you can't go anywhere without somebody talking about Ted Lasso. But
it's
a
because it's
lot
that
of people
good. It really
don't know
is.
what Community is, and
I,
it's like an undiscovered gem, in my opinion. And for that reason, Community will always get my vote.
all right, Nick, you're the tiebreaker. Um,
Yeah,
Nick,
Lasso. There's so
I
much similarities between our coaching styles.
yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
I love Jason
Wes,
Sudeikis.
I would say go visit Ted Lasso and come back. I think you would love it. I really do.
I'm
I've
I'm
watched
sure I would
the whole
like it,
thing
but I'm
four
not gonna
times.
like it more than I like Community. I will guarantee you that.
Now
Guarantee.
this
Community
this
was
next
so hilarious.
Will you, if you do like it more than Community, will you eat one of your own shoes?
Yes, I will. 3 seasons and a movie.
uh the next matchup is a big one.
Oh,
But I know where
ooh.
I'm going.
This is the
Brooklyn Nine
most controversial one I've had with my own self.
Brooklyn Nine versus Friends. Um, I
Mm,
think Brooklyn Nine is probably the best show for cold opens they ever made. They're
yeah.
so funny before the title. They do such a great job. I love Brooklyn Nine. I'll be honest with you, I didn't watch Friends when it came out. I revisited it with my wife. She loved it back in the day. It's good. I don't think it holds up. I go Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Go ahead, Nick.
I'm going with Friends. I connect with Chandler and Joey, and I've had some friendships a lot like theirs, and I've watched it 3 times all the way through. The intro song was Tucker's favorite song when he was a baby. He would come crawling out of any room if he heard that intro song. Also, the intro song to Golden Girls, he loved that one. So I've got just some nice memories with the TV show Friends. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna try. I'm actually gonna. So I actually whenever Tut sent the message earlier today, like asking for recommendations for this list, Brooklyn Nine-Nine was like one of the first ones I threw out there. And talk memories wise, I have so many good memories of watching Friends with my mom that it's almost. I mean, like me now, like yeah, Friends is not as funny as Brooklyn Nine-Nine, but I do cherish those memories greatly. But I'm gonna have to go Brooklyn Nine-Nine was the funnier.
And you know what? If your mom was a mean person, I could see her holding a grudge against that. But your mom's so sweet. I could never see her like maybe not inviting you to Thanksgiving or something like that because of that decision, Wes. And I support you.
She knows I love Friends though. Like
Yeah.
I will never speak ill of Friends. There's like it was honestly a hard decision for me to make because I've seen probably all of Friends. I don't know. I haven't made it a point to watch all of Friends, but as much as I watched it with her whenever I was younger in the 90s, early 2000s, like, yeah, I mean, it's a great show.
All
Yeah.
right, next matchup.
Easy
Modern,
tires.
Modern Family versus Tires. I think Tires is probably one of the funniest shows uh, in a long time. It's great. I can't wait for season 2. Modern Family had a great run too. It's a good show, but I'm picking Tires.
It's a good
I'm
show.
picking. Yep.
Tires is the easy winner here, in my
Yep.
opinion.
It's my favorite. Strange. It's not really as strange as Auntie Donna's Playhouse, but it's one of my favorite shows that's come out on Netflix since Auntie Donna's
I
Playhouse.
I love Tires because I've had my life in and out of those types of shops for the last 15 years, and that's exactly how a tire shop works. It to the T, that's how it works. And the craziness that they come up, it's just like it. That's why I love it. And it's hilarious. All right. Frasier and The Office. I feel like there's a clear winner here. I think The Office is a landslide for me. I wasn't a big fan of Frasier, to be
I'm
as
honest.
a
gonna I'm gonna
as
go
a
the I'm
13.
definitely going the other way. I hate the
Ooh, ooh, no wonder you
Frasier.
don't like Parks and Rec.
Exactly. I think that's the same. I think it's the same reason I don't like Parks and Rec is just because it's the same style of comedy and I don't care for it. Frasier, I remember getting home from school whenever I was a young kid. I'd come home, I'd watch like Dragon Ball Z. No, I'd watch King of the Hill or no, hold on. I'd watch Simpsons, King of the Hill, and then Friends, and then Frasier would come on. And that was like what I did for the 2 hours after I got out of school whenever I was a young man. And
Nice.
Frasier was, I mean, even as a kid, somehow I understood what the funny was about it.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Somehow, like it made me feel smart in some way because I understood all the jokes and I watched it as like a 12-year-old as well. Like it was part of the rotation and I never, like if there was a show that I didn't like, I just wouldn't watch it. But I always watched Frasier when it was.
So, what was your pick, Nick?
But my pick is The Office, so I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That's fine. Tires is going to easily sweep the office on this
Yeah,
next one.
I
So,
think so too.
Yeah.
All right, so we're on to round 2. We should move a little bit faster, but if not, we're gonna have an extra long episode. Who cares?
it's okay.
Uh,
We're fine.
Seinfeld and Scrubs. I
I'll be
told
honest.
y'all.
We'll take like 2 seconds. I'm got to use the bathroom so
All
bad.
right.
Good. Good.
While we take this break, Nick, do you have a ad sponsor or anything we need to get out of
Uh,
the way?
yeah.
Go ahead.
Zoloft. All of our commercials are always of like sad little bubbles bouncing around, representing the existential crisis that is your happiness or lack thereof. Go to a specialist today. You can order this shit off of your computer now. You don't even need a prescription anymore. Pharmacies are just throwing it out the window. Zoloft to keep you in line with the world orders plans. Zoloft. Yep.
Hey,
That's what one off the cuff looks like. Boys, take some notes.
and I'll take this time to tell our faithful listeners, go check out Real Fine by Me with Josh and myself. We have an episode about every week or two where we review movies, talk about our rankings. Nick was on there last week and gave the highest ranking ever to I Love You Man. That
Yeah.
episode's available on YouTube.
Yep.
Check it out. We would like to have y'all come and see it. So, Wes is
I am
back.
I am a record breaking uh judge, panelist, if you will.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
come in and ruin the whole ranking system. And
And
I have
we
no
Sorry,
regrets.
the beginning of this, I said we had to do a few audibles. I've got like a stomach issue going on. Josh had stuff uh, come out of nowhere, so we're making it work. Like we're doing this. The the episode isn't even I don't even have 12 hours to upload this episode, so we're running on fumes here, boys. Okay.
But we're consistent, damn it, every
yeah.
Thursday, 5 a.m.
All
All
right,
right.
round two.
Seinfeld Scrubs. Seinfeld easy money.
Seinfeld Scrubs. Wes, I love you, buddy. I'm picking Scrubs. I like it better than Seinfeld. I just do. I wasn't a big fan. I it easily took over Ghost. I'm good with that. I would pick Scrubs here.
As much as I watched Scrubs back in the day, I've got some kind of trauma attached to it. I don't know what it is. So I do not want to see Scrubs go any further in this. So I'm picking Seinfeld.
That was a lot closer than I thought it was going to be.
Yep.
All right, next round: Big Bang Theory, How I Met Your Mother. Y'all know where I'm going. If
Mother.
this was this was mine, How I Met Your Mother would be at the end.
Yeah, Mother for sure.
Yep. Yeah, I'm going with it too.
Ted Lasso, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I struggle with this one because I love both these shows.
Brooklyn is an easy choice for me. Like I said, I didn't really watch Ted,
But
so
I'm taking Ted Lasso.
All right. I think that Brooklyn Nine-Nine has done more for the TV industry than Ted Lasso. I'm picking Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
whoa, hold on. Like you said, that has done more. Remember the crossover episode with Brooklyn Nine-Nine and New Girl?
That's what I'm saying. Brooklyn
Chef's
Nine-Nine
kiss.
has done more for television. Like it's
Fantastic. The
yeah.
episode where they crossed over was so great.
I do not remember that episode though. And if New Girl was on here, everything would be in trouble because that's one of my. I've watched
So,
it like
so
5
there's
times.
I love New Girl too.
there's an episode of Nine Nine where Andy
Yes.
Samberg is trying to chase down Patrice or Pat. What are they
Yep.
called?
Yeah, what was his name? He had a real funny name.
He had a really funny name, the big black guy.
Woman is a
The
woman's name.
Pontiac Bandit. You talking about the Pontiac Bandit?
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. But his
Yes.
real name, his actual birth name was like a woman's name, like Leslie or something.
Yeah, but either way, he's trying to chase that big black guy down, and he stops a car and is like, "I'm commandeering your vehicle," and it ends up being Jessica Day from New Girl.
Yes.
And they turn so the crossover only happens for like 20 seconds or whatever where Adam takes her car, but they made a whole New Girl episode
Yeah, there's
about
two.
that episode as well.
Yeah, there are two episodes that wove together.
Yeah.
That's
I just
funny.
thought it was fun. It's fun. This one's easy for me, Tires.
Yeah, me too. I love The Office, but I think Tires is going to be a better show in the long run. I may be wrong.
I'm glad that I don't have to vote.
No, I would like to know where you were going to go.
I'm sorry, Travis. We have already moved on.
All right, we're down to the final four. It's getting to the money round here. Uh,
I'm sure I'm going to get upset on this
it's How I Met
by
Your Mother all
y'all,
the way for me.
but it's
But
for sure going to be Seinfeld for me. Like there's not much that can knock me off the Seinfeld train.
I do have to vote now.
yeah, you do.
Not a coin to flip in sight. Um,
Well, I own the clicker. I can just click it.
I'm going with Seinfeld.
That hurts my heart. But
I
okay.
know it.
Oof.
I'm going with Seinfeld. I just
I'll be
think,
honest, I was kind of hoping you'd go the other way so it would make this next one easier for me.
yeah. I just think the jokes haven't aged as well in How I Met Your Mother.
Okay.
I just don't like it anymore like I used to. Like I really kind of.
Well, I'm psyched because Josh Radnor, who played Ted, and the guy who wrote the show are starting a new podcast next week, and they're going episode by episode. You watch the episode, and then the podcast they talk about it, and I'm kind of super excited about it.
Oh boy.
All right, plug for another podcast. Sorry, guys. Uh, Brooklyn Nine-Nine and Tires.
Oh.
Wes, I'm gonna let you go first, buddy.
Me, this is a tough one.
Yeah, how do you think the NFL commissioner feels when he has to pick the Super Bowl
Teams
champion?
every year.
Yeah, yeah.
I love Brooklyn Nine-Nine, but I have not. There's a laugh, like a belly laugh or like a guttural laugh that I've not got from many things other than a few different shows. And I think
Oh,
Tires has got me there more than Brooklyn Nine-Nine has got me there.
So is that official? You're picking Tires?
Yep, Tires.
I think Brooklyn Nine-Nine, like I said before, is one of the funniest shows. I love their cold opens. The one where they have the guys standing and they're singing the Backstreet song,
Yeah.
or was it In Sync? I can't remember. He goes, oh, that was good. She's like, that one's the one that murdered my brother. Those
Yeah.
those
Oh
code
yeah, at
opens
the
are
lineup or
hilarious.
whatever. Yeah.
Yes, those code opens are hilarious, and
Yeah.
Raymond Holt, his dry pan humor throughout the whole show makes me laugh so hard. I'm picking Brooklyn Nine-Nine over Tires, mainly because Brooklyn Nine-Nine has so many seasons and Tires only has one. I think it
It
can
is
prove
tough.
itself over time,
It
but
is
I think
tough. I
Brooklyn
was gonna
Nine-Nine's
say
the
that
winner
was
for me.
a big thing for me. It's like there's so many episodes of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It's really hard to compare the two, but as
Yeah,
far as the momentum of them, obviously Brooklyn Nine-Nine has way less than Tires. Shane Gillis is like the number one sketch guy. Him and Key.
McGeever,
yeah,
Yeah. So
Gillian Keys. Yeah.
it's almost a future bet there.
yeah, pretty much. All right, Nick,
Um,
another tiebreaker for you, brother.
I think that Brooklyn Nine-Nine is too safe of a show. I don't think they push the limits enough to be. Um, I don't know. Tires has done so much for the freedom of comedy to show what can be allowed on national television. Basically, I'm picking Tires for the political reasons only.
Fair.
I do not know how we got here.
Me
Uh,
neither. Me
if
neither.
I may have to rewind this episode and figure out how we made it to the championship round with Seinfeld and Tires. Um, I've kind of been shelling Seinfeld. Actually, I'm gonna let Nick go first on this one because he hasn't got to go first
Yeah, I
yet.
was gonna say Nick hasn't gone
Yeah,
first. This is his
let's
time.
let Nick. We gonna have you go through this. and make your pick.
This podcast has never stressed me out before. This is unhealthy. I'm gonna have to talk to my doctor. Maybe get some of that Zoloft I was pushing earlier while Wes was in the bathroom.
Yeah, maybe.
Seinfeld.
All right, Wes.
Seinfeld.
Seinfeld.
Go ahead.
Oh.
What'd you go? You go with Seinfeld?
Seinfeld for sure.
All right, I've been that makes Seinfeld our champion. I've been kind of shelling on them this whole time. But when it got down to it and they made it to the championship round, I would pick Seinfeld in a clean sweep as well. I think
I'm
again,
sorry,
Tires just
I
lacks
just
the
don't know.
seasons.
There's so many good. There's if they had like reels or clips or shorts and etc.
Yeah.
back then when Seinfeld was out there, man, that show would have been. I mean, it was already gigantic.
Yeah. But it's also about the lineup of the bracket too, because I would
Oh,
have
for
picked
sure.
Seinfeld or I would have picked The Office over Seinfeld earlier in the bracket.
Well, if you look, they're 1 and 2.
You would have picked
That's
The
why.
Office over Seinfeld?
Yes.
God,
Yes,
I hate
have.
you.
Yeah.
Now, here's a question: is there a show that you guys like that you would have thought should have been on this list that didn't make it?
New Girl.
Yeah.
I've seriously it my way,
New Girl was great.
Yeah. There's a
To be
clip.
honest,
There's a
as
clip.
far as the newer ones, Kimmy Schmidt, what was that show?
I didn't care for that show.
I liked it for some
I loved the
reason.
first season, and then I just never watched any seasons after that because, for some reason, when I went back to watch the next season, I was like, I'm wasting my time. It's a waste of time. Like everything else is a waste of time, of course, but nothing's a waste of time, you know.
I didn't have any other ones. That Home Improvement was really the only one that I would have added to this, and as a
Yeah, Home
playing game, I
Improvement. We
guess
talked about that earlier for sure.
What about Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction? You know,
that if it wasn't, do you consider that a comedy? Because it's funny sometimes.
It
for
is
sure.
funny sometimes. So there's a show. It would come on like 10 o'clock back in the '90s, West, and everybody needs to look it up. It's called Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction, and they do five stories with actors every episode, and it's like, did we make this story up or is it a true story? It's like people coming, like ghosts coming to the funeral home to deliver war medals it's just the wildest stories.
This
and then
guy saves his grandkid from being ran over by a tractor, even though he's paralyzed.
Yeah, he walks for the first time in 20 years. Yeah, it's the wildest '90s.
Am I still sharing? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I stopped it.
Okay, cool.
I don't know. It's so, and whenever you look at all these things, like there's so many different reasons. Like it's different styles of comedy. Like whenever you're looking at all these different TV series and whatnot, it's focusing on different people or targeting different generations. Even it's so hard to rank them just because they're so different most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, three dudes all in our 30s.
I'm in my 40s, yo.
You're 39 to me.
Yeah.
Forever. I love it. Thank you, Wes.
Were you born in '89, Wes?
Yeah.
What year are you, Travis?
82.
Yeah, I wasn't doing the math.
I was
80s.
87. So we're all in our 30s here, so we've got the same style of comedy that we grew up with. I mean, even you, Travis, like, was there anything, can you think of anything like pre Seinfeld or
You know,
Friends or
there would probably be a, and I didn't watch this.
sitcom?
I was too young. But like, I know my parents loved MASH. You know, that was a big, huge show back in the day as a
Gilligan's
comedy.
Island, the stuff that you were
Yeah.
forced to watch because there's
Right.
only channels. Yeah.
Oh, my dad is Barry is a big MASH fan, and I've seen so much MASH. I love MASH. I actually love it. It's actually one, like, if we did one of these brackets that went back that far, I would demand MASH being on that
Oh,
bracket.
I think it would make it quite a long way just for its historical TV stuff.
It's so good. It's
But
so
I
good.
mean,
But we used to get, before everything was streaming and whatnot, we used to get Dad a new season of MASH every Christmas because it was the one thing we knew he'd like.
but I think you'd have to throw in like the TGI Friday stuff that I grew up with, like Full House, Family Matters, stuff like that as sitcoms, because those were huge back in those days, right? Like
They were.
um,
They
I
were.
don't
And
know
I
how real funny they were, but they were huge shows.
They were, and I think my parents watched them, but I think, I think that's why things like Seinfeld and Frasier and
Mhm.
MASH, maybe even, were in different categories from them
Yeah,
because they were just like, oh, we can. So today, in today's time, we've got things we can turn on and just kind of turn your brain off and just watch it.
yep,
You couldn't do that with Seinfeld or Frasier or
Yeah, you had to pay.
Friends or several
mhm.
different things, but like Family Matters, Full House, stuff like that, you could just kind of have it on and just
Yeah. That's kind of how I feel about Big
watch it.
Bang Theory now, right? Like I'll doom scroll and that's on in the background
Yeah.
because
Every
it's
time
always
I
on
go to
TV.
Travis's house, Bob Ross is always on.
It is. It stays on at our house.
Yeah.
The dog watches it.
Sends good energy out into the world, that's for sure.
For sure. It's a strange well, I mean, like nowadays, like looking back on even what I just said, they didn't have things to doom scroll on, so maybe they were just full out paying attention
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
to that stuff. But you just don't hear people backing up. They were like, "Oh, big Full House guy,
Right, for
love
sure,
Full House,
for
big
sure.
Full House." What's the one where they were all in school?
Saved by the Bell,
They by
Saved
the
by the
bell,
Bell. That's
baby.
the one. Yeah, Saved by
or
the Bell.
or California Dreaming. I
I
don't
don't
know if
know
you remember
that
that.
one.
There was a
You're
lot
old.
more. There was a lot more spank material in Saved by the Bell than there was in Family Matters, and that hot take brings an end to this episode. This has been Nick Cook,
Travis Utley.
Wes Dove.
and this has been Fine by Me.
All right. Y'all take
Somebody
it.
had to
Love
call it
y'all.
Nick.
Say
West Coast, one leg.